Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another transfer video. First things first, guys, make sure you're smashing the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. And as always, get your thoughts in the comments. And if yesterday wasn't an embarrassing enough day, there was even more news. Late last night, it was confirmed that Djordje Petrovic would not be part of the squad going to the Club World Cup. And the expectation now is that he will be sold this summer. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Honestly, unbelievable. You know, not only did we bottle the deal for Mike Maignan over £4 million, everyone was saying, oh, yeah, Petrovic's going to be in goal. It's going to be absolutely fine. No, it's not going to be absolutely fine because Djordje Petrovic has been omitted from the Club World Cup squad and he is set to be sold this summer. So we had the exclusive from Matt Law last night that Petravic had been left out of the squad for the Club World Cup. It's not been included in Chelsea's Club World Cup squad. Chelsea have decided not to take any players who spent the season out on loan other than Andre Santos, as they see the Club World Cup as a continuation of the 24-25 campaign. But also nonsense reasoning and more gaslighting. They're taking Mike Penders to the Club World Cup. So what's that about? So Andre Santos is the only one who's going to the Club World Cup who wasn't out on loan last season, but Mike Penders is going and he was on loan. There's also no difference between being on loan last season or joining on a pre-agreement this summer from a deal agreed either in January or last summer. There's no difference there. So once again, more gaslighting and more utter nonsense and treating the fans like complete morons from the football club. So that wasn't bad enough that he was left out of the squad. We then had further updates that Petravic is going to be sold. So this is from Tom Bogart and Ben Jacobs. Petravic left out of the squad, as we said. Expectation is he leaves this summer. Exit is not straightforward. On his future and an image rights situation. So apparently there's an image rights situation that needs to be solved. So Petravic is expected to leave the club this summer, but an exit is not straightforward, apparently. Petravic previously sold his image rights to another party, a situation that would likely need to be resolved before any potential transfer. Strasbourg are interested in a permanent deal for Petravic, but it's unclear if he'd be open to the permanent move. Petravic has other options in Europe with up to 5 clubs making inquiries to Chelsea, and as long as the image rights situation isn't a hurdle, suitors are expected to start making moves in the coming weeks. Chelsea feel Petravic's value has risen from the initial deal they paid 15 million for in the 2023 summer. Petravic was previously expected to return to Chelsea this summer to fight for the #1 shirt. That's obviously now not happening. Petravic's exit is made more likely by the fact the club wishes to, by the fact he wishes to be a #1 keeper, and that doesn't appear to be something Chelsea can guarantee. So, what an absolutely disastrous day yesterday. Highly embarrassing for everyone involved. I just can't believe it. Well, I can believe it, but I also can't believe it. You know, once again, it looks like Robert Sanchez is going to be the #1 goalkeeper. How on earth is that allowed? How on earth, by the way, are Chelsea not even giving Petravic an opportunity to show what he can do in the Club World Cup? The bare minimum he's earned from his season at Strasbourg is an opportunity to showcase what he can do in the Club World Cup. How on earth does Maresca know whether this guy can be the #1 next season if he's not even being given the opportunity to look at him? Not at all. So we're going to be looking at Robert Sanchez, who we know is shit, Jorgensen, who we know is not good enough, and then Mike Penders, who may or may not play a game in the Club World Cup and is 19 years old. We'll have a look at him as well. It's absolutely baffling. I'll tell you what as well, by the way. I can guarantee one of the reasons that Chelsea are looking to sell Petravic is because there's a pay rise has come into effect in his deal. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the thinking behind it as well. There's a pay rise coming into effect in this deal. There's also a release clause in there. And yeah, it's honestly baffling. But the club briefings yesterday were even more embarrassing. You know, seriously there's serious issues in terms of communication and the information that the club are putting out there. You know, it's mad. The end line is, at the end of the day, guys, is that we have once again looked amateurish on so many levels because of how public we have been with our media briefs and updates. We just look like complete and utter idiots. Complete and utter idiots. You know, and the club briefings yesterday were an absolute embarrassment. Chelsea rate all 4 goalkeepers. They're going to evaluate them at the Club World Cup. We're not looking to sign a goalkeeper. Maresca wants Manyan, wants a new goalkeeper, believes, you know, he wants someone with different distribution. Chelsea have now pulled out of a Manyan deal. Maresca didn't ask for him. Chelsea are happy and trust all their goalkeepers. Petravic, all 4 goalkeepers will get a chance to battle for the #1 spot. And then, this is all in the same day, by the way. Chelsea have now omitted Petravic from the Club World Cup squad. He has lots of interest from clubs. We as fans are not idiots. We are not idiots. You know, we can see exactly what's going on here, and we are being treated like complete and utter mugs. And to make things worse, not only is Petravic not in the squad, they've put Christopher Nkunku in there, who is actively looking to leave the club and has no future at Chelsea whatsoever. I really don't know what to say about this anymore. But the fact that your best goalkeeper on the books, you're not even going to give him a look in at the Club World Cup is baffling. An absolutely baffling decision. And it's the latest of just, what on earth is going on here? What on earth is going on here? Because unless Chelsea have got plans to go and sign another goalkeeper this summer, it very much seems that Robert Sanchez, once again, is going to be the #1. Now, I know it's a long summer ahead and there's a lot of twists and turns that could happen. And, you know, obviously it's been reported we're not going to go back in for Manyan this summer, but you never know what's going to happen in football. I wouldn't hold your hopes about that. I mean, guys, prepare yourselves. I reckon there's a big bid incoming for James Trafford. Former Manchester City Academy goalkeeper, had a good season at Burnley last year. I can guarantee that is something that is being strongly considered. And it can't be ruled out that Chelsea are going to make a big bid for James Trafford. It really wouldn't be a surprise, would it? But, I mean, nothing surprises me at Chelsea, but I really thought there would be an opportunity for Petravic to impress. I really thought there would be. But it looks like some things never change. It looks like something never changed. I don't know what he's got, what Sanchez has got on Maresca and on the club. I've got no idea. But once again, an enormous red flag, because an opportunity was presented to make a quality signing, and again, we bottled it. And then we followed that up with embarrassing gaslighting briefs that he was always a market opportunity rather than a definitive target. It's bullshit. Utter bullshit. And now our best goalkeeper is going to be sold this summer, and the goalkeeping position is an absolute mess. Well done to all involved. Congratulations. But don't worry, guys. We saved £4 million, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. We saved £4 million. But we should be happy. Don't worry that we bottled a top goalkeeper. Don't worry that Petravic is now going to be sold. Guys, we saved £4 million. And that's what it's all about, people. That is what it's all about. But anyway, Petravic not in the Club World Cup squad. He's set to be sold this summer. I mean, when's it going to end, Robbie? When's it going to end? But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Petravic situation. Smash the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Peace.